If you're an introvert, and I believe the message us introverts often hear that there's something wrong with us, that being an extrovert is really the ideal, then you must watch this week's training because I'm going to show you how your introversion is not your greatest weakness, but is in fact your superpower. Stay tuned. Why, hello there. I'm Sarah, your introverted INFJ career coach to help you go from exhausted, overworked, and underpaid to loving your days where you are making more money, have more work-life balance, and finally getting to have the impact you so desperately desire. Now, thank you for watching this week's training. I come here and drop a new training every week. It's a mini training that helps you with anything to do with your career, your job search, getting that promotion, changing your career, anything and everything to do with careers, including today's, which means I want you to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any training. Because if you're an introvert, I would hate that you would have missed this sort of training because I want you to listen and absorb this training so badly. Because we live in a society that glorifies being an extrovert. And honestly, in my opinion, it wasn't until recently when Susan Cain released her book, Quiet, that the messaging began to shift. That our introversion is not a weakness, but an amazing superpower. And as an introvert, I definitely felt weird or wrong many times in my life, especially since I'm kind of equally shy and equally outgoing. So, side note, let's talk about shyness and outgoing because there is so much confusion on introversion and extroversion. We think that shy equals extrovert, outgoing equals extrovert, but I want to tell you what an introvert actually is. An introvert requires time by themselves to recharge. An extrovert requires people to recharge. It's like if you were a robot or like a Tesla, I guess. Let's stick with the robot. The robot where you need batteries to charge you, to keep you going. That is an introvert. An extrovert is like solar power. They require outside energy to come into them. So it has nothing to do with shyness and outgoing. In fact, I am pretty outgoing. I do have my moments of extreme crippling shyness, but I'm generally more outgoing, but I'm a super introvert. One of my closest friends, she's incredibly shy. In fact, she's only friends with us because I forced her to be friends with us. I know, but she's a super extrovert. She needs people. So shyness and outgoing have nothing to do with being an introvert. Side note, done. I remember heartbreakingly this one interview where I asked someone their greatest weakness and they stated being an introvert. And it really broke my heart and a little bit of my spirit because I really believe being an introvert is your superpower, not your greatest weakness. So if you're struggling to believe this, I want to show you how. So number one, an introvert is your introversion is your superpower because an introvert can spend time alone, lots of time, and it's not a problem. In fact, spending time alone ignites your creativity. It recharges your batteries and it decreases your anxiety. So spending time alone, especially in this world where we're working in a hybrid model or fully remote model, that alone time only means great things for you as an introvert. The second reason why is introverts are really good at building strong individual relationships. That's why they make surprisingly to extroverts, but surprisingly amazing salespeople. Because like extroverts are great salespeople, but introverts are too. Because while, especially for long sales cycles, because they're so good at building strong one-on-one individual relationships with people, very meaningful relationships. Reason number 3, your introversion is your superpower, is an introvert is a great listener. They sit there and they take in information and they process it with their introverted brain, which is a little bit sometimes of like a super processor. And then they spit out incredible solutions. It's why they make great teammates. It's why they're great in client management and client management services or client services. And they're really strong at any role that requires problem solving. Reason number 4, introverts make incredible leaders. I said it, I'll say it again. I used to fight with extroverted hiring managers who only wanted to hire extroverts. Introverts make the best leaders. And it's because they built those one-on-one relationships and they can be very other focused. So they know how to inspire and motivate their team. And leaders need to make decisions. And oftentimes they need to make decisions within a container of one. That is not a strength of extroverts. Extroverts require others to make effective decisions. So having an introverted leader means they can make those decisions on their own. It's the same with creativity. They also don't need other people to be highly creative. So leadership can be like a very solely focused, individually focused position. And an introvert makes wonderful leaders. Plus, and forgot to mention that problem solving ability that I already talked about. They are excellent problem solvers. So these are all the reasons why your introversion means you could be an incredible leader. Okay, number 5, introverts are highly creative. I've mentioned this a few times. Introverts generally have a very active imagination, and this is often developed from that time they've spent alone, where they have just allowed their brains to just go and go and go and go, which means they can be very innovative and see things outside of the box or present solutions that have never been seen before. And finally, the last reason why your introversion is your superpower, and last, maybe it's an ongoing thing, but the last one I'm talking about here is an introvert is really self-reflective. And we need that in this world. So one of the weaknesses as an introvert is we are a classic overthinker. But what this means, how this is a superpower, is our ability to analyze, reflect, and assess everything, which is great for so many of those external things that we talked about, but also when it's directed inward. So when we are self-reflective, it increases our ability to be self-aware, which is one of the top traits that organizations are looking for. So I want you to know, and I hope this has helped. Comment below and tell me which of these strengths do you see in yourself? And if I've missed one, please let me know, let all of us know, so that we can build this long list of why being an introvert is so amazing, because it is a gift and it's one we should embrace wholeheartedly, and one that we should be like shouting from the rooftops, not being ashamed and trying to be someone we're not. So let me know what your greatest strength is as an introvert, and I will see you here next week. So subscribe so you don't miss it. If this training resonated with you, then join the Career You Love Academy. It's my group coaching monthly membership program that takes unhappy workers who are unfulfilled, exhausted, and dreading their days to finding work they love, where they're finally making more money, more of an impact, while having the time and energy to truly enjoy and love their life. You can join us by going to www.sarahcurto.ca/CYLA. Now that's a Sarah without an H. So it's www.saracurto.ca/CYLA. See you in there.